everybody. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning in today, this afternoon, for this show. I am Wisdom Girl Carmel Miller, and this is...
I am wise woman Leslie Christie. And as Wisdom Girl has said, thank you so much for tuning in today. Our topic for today is don't burn the biscuits. Be better, not bigger.
Bigger.
And so some of you are probably wondering what in the world is don't burn the biscuits? What does that mean? Well, let me try to tell you. Let me try to get you to understand. You know, when you're in the kitchen, or maybe when grandma is in the kitchen and baking those biscuits and making sure that the flour rises and everything is just so perfect, and then she cuts the dough and bakes the biscuits, and the biscuit comes out and they're so nice and fluffy, and you put the butter on it and it tastes so good, until I have got to have those biscuits coming right out of the oven. But then somebody else tries to make the biscuits and the biscuits are burnt. And you're like, wait a minute, I cannot eat these biscuits. Imagine trying to eat some burnt biscuits when grandma can make the best biscuits. You don't want those burnt biscuits. You're like, that's not it. That's not how it's supposed to be. And
Right.
that is exactly how
What
God
we mean.
makes us. He doesn't want us to be something different, like an imitation of who he created us to be. He wants us to be that original, that fluffy, that good, the thing that can really fill somebody up with goodness. He doesn't want the burnt biscuits. All right. So don't burn
The
it.
biscuit.
All right, Wisdom Girl, what are we going to share with the people today?
Well, there's such a thing as social media, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we all see these things. Like, most people just like edit their photo, right? So when they edit their photo, that is not them.
True.
When you see someone post something, it's not normally them.
Right.
And then, social media is the online theater. It's like, in theater, you fake everything. And social media is where you post it. So you post whatever's fake.
Wow. It is an online theater. You're just faking. You're just
Faking on social media.
right. So when people are faking on social media, is that themselves? Are they trying to be themselves? Like, what does that mean for that person?
Well, it's not really who God created them to be. It's not how they were created in God's own image, which is what the Bible says. So you are created in God's own image. And when you fake something that you know is not you, not only does it affect everything else, not only does it just affect you, but it can also affect your mental health.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're posting things that aren't you, and you feel like, oh, to make this happen, I have to do this. Like,
Right.
you want to know the truth behind actual things. In real life, in general, most stars actually starve themselves.
Wow. So they starving themselves to look like something on social media, and people are thinking that's who they really are. But it's just an image. It's just something fake. It's not really who they really are. And you know what? You said something about the mental health of people, and that's so true, because how many people, social media influencers, as they're called, have committed suicide, or maybe somebody who wanted to be like them, murdered them. All these different things are happening because people are trying to live a fake life. My goodness.
And you want to know something, wise woman? Actually, I want to share.
Yes.
When I started thinking about mental health, I started referring all the way back to our first show, honestly. When
Mhm.
you're talking about how things can affect our mental health, and because you're trying to do something that you know is not you, it can affect your mental health. Like, sometimes when you're in the kitchen cooking a really long meal, like a meal that takes a long time, like
Mhm.
you have to start cooking at 11 or maybe even that morning for breakfast.
Right.
So, it starts getting hot in the kitchen.
Yes.
It starts getting hot in the kitchen. So
Mhm.
let's say that's you're cooking in the kitchen and it's hot.
Mhm.
It's getting hot. And then while you're
Mhm.
cooking, it's getting hot, more
Yeah.
hot, and you're starting to get sweaty.
Yep.
That can affect you because most times we get angry because we hot and hungry.
Yeah.
Double
Hangry,
H,
they call
hot
it.
and hungry,
Mhm.
hot and hungry. That's how we are on social media. This
Wow.
is what we do to ourselves
Mm.
when we are exposed to social media and all that junk that we don't have to do.
Right. So
Because
true.
just post you. If you can't handle that, don't post anything. Delete your
Right.
account.
Just be you. Post you. Post you. Yes,
Post
post you. I
you.
love that. I love that. So, don't don't change yourself. Check yourself. Check. Am I really being me? Check. Am I trying to fake it? Check. Am I trying to be somebody who I don't really even know? I see them on social media, but I don't even know them. So why am I trying to be like them? Come on, somebody.
Right. Right. And you want to know another thing is, you just believe in you. And another thing to think is
Mhm.
to decide to know whether you are faking or not. Check when
Mhm.
was the last time you ate.
Ooh, okay.
Or when was the last time you did something that was truly you? Like if you like bowling and then all of a sudden you start taking pictures of you all of a sudden going shopping for all these fancy stuff. You know?
Mm, yeah,
Say, when was the last time I went bowling? When was the last time I
right.
did a hobby that I actually wanted to do? When was the last time I was me?
Yeah, right. Oh, wow. That's so true. Just check yourself and see if you are really being you rather than you trying to be somebody else. Wow, that's
Right.
good. That's really good. So another thing we want to share with you, when we tell you to be better, not bigger, is that you are perfectly made. Isn't that right, Wisdom Girl?
Right.
You- Yeah,
Right.
we're perfectly made. And some of you might be saying, well, I'm not perfect because you're looking at yourself, what you think is imperfect. Maybe your size, maybe your hair texture, maybe your hair color, maybe your lips, maybe, whatever, maybe your education, maybe your relationships. But guess what? We
What?
want you to know, don't try to be like somebody else because when you do that, there's a spirit of jealousy that you are really portraying.
And you can do something that
Mhm.
you really had no idea that you were doing. You can be so jealous that you can just like you can start deleting all your friends' numbers because they're trying to
Oh,
allow people to help you. You know,
yeah.
no matter who it is, it doesn't have to be a professional therapist, because therapists don't really know you. Like
Mhm.
your family knows you. Allow your family, talk to your family, talk to your friends, your best friends, not your
Right.
friends that you met like 2 days ago. Met
Right.
Let you meet your friends, talk to your friends saying, have I been acting weird? Have a little family meeting, have a friend meeting,
Yeah.
go out to dinner. I don't care. You can talk about it. We're there. Just make
Right.
sure that that's the way you can say, like, when was the last time I talked to my family? Because there's some people out there who are friends, and I want to tell you something. Your
Mhm.
friends out there who be telling you to do these things are fake themselves.
Come on. Come on, fake friends. Fake
Fake
friends.
friends. They're fake themselves.
Right.
So I wouldn't believe any of that. Be like, just say okay and not really do it because it's not like you can post what you did.
Right? True. That's true. So listen, just be your authentic self. There's only one you. God made you the way you are on purpose. Do you know that he took time to make you just the way you are, not just the outward appearance. Can we please stop being stuck on the outward appearance? My goodness. Yes, we want to look good. We want to make sure we're all together, pulled together, and all that. That's great. But what about what's most important? What's on the inside? God made you just the way you are.
Just the way.
And yeah, and so celebrate that. Come on, be that. Love that. We don't want you to try to be somebody else when now your biscuits are burnt. Come on.
Nobody wants burned biscuits.
Nobody wants burnt biscuits. Give me the fluffy, the original. Come on, that's
And you want to
perfectly
know something?
made.
The expression. And you want to know something?
What's up?
You know how you don't. You want to know? Have you heard of the expression "God don't like ugly"?
Yeah.
That's the same. That's the same thing as saying nobody like burns biscuits.
Right.
Nobody like
That's
burns
right.
biscuits.
And when we are burnt biscuit, God does say, that ain't my child. That child is ugly. I made that child beautiful, like fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, what is
Like
that?
I made myself a perfect golden pan of cornbread.
Right. Right. So I don't know. God's like, I don't know about that one. They trying to be somebody else and they looking mighty burnt to me.
Like you want to be somebody else? Burnt.
Burnt.
You burn.
You burnt. You burnt.
Burn. You burn. Nobody wants burned biscuits. Everyone wants something golden, something fresh, like grandma's fresh baked cookies.
Yes, yes. Fresh baked cookies, not the burnt kind that you trying to.
And nobody, if you like chocolate chip cookies, nobody like burnt chocolate chip. Nobody like burnt chocolate, and that's nasty.
That's real nasty. So now that you said that's nasty. So think about it. Like when you're trying to be somebody that you're not on social media, you're trying to mimic somebody on social media. That's nasty. Think about it, because that's not who you are. Like it takes too much energy and effort to be somebody that you are not. So why not just love yourself, find the love within yourself, find something in you that you can say, you know what? I'm all right. I'm pretty good. God did a good thing right here. That's what we want you to feel and what we want you to say. Please don't burn the biscuits.
Do not burn the biscuits.
No, don't burn the biscuits. So listen, we need you to understand. We're gonna go back. We need you to understand that social media is a performance platform. Isn't that right, with the girl?
Yeah, it's unfortunately it is not real. Unless you post in like a quote. Like post some inspirational quotes, not yourself all the time, because that's just signs of jealousy, and that's also signs of selfishness. Saying,
come on.
I only care about myself. I only care about my good looks, blah blah blah. I only care about that. You want to know? Just quote some inspirational quotes. Just tell somebody out there that I have seen this before. Helping yourself, you can help somebody else.
Exactly.
Like you don't know, you could have an attitude with your siblings because they're trying to help you with doing something, and then all of a sudden they just you're just being stubborn, and then when you help yourself, you can help somebody else because they know that they're able to help you more than they did before. They were able to do before because you were way too stubborn.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're helping somebody else, you're helping yourself too. You help your own self. You help yourself be lifted up and come out of whatever you need to come out of. I mean, when we learn to do that, like do something for somebody else, oh my goodness, that's a game changer.
It makes you feel so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let somebody know out there that you've had this experience before. Quote something inspirational from Oprah Winfrey or something or somebody.
Right. Right.
Quote something.
Right. Anything, get something. And you know what? Just to put a plug into what Wisdom Girl was talking about, when people, a lot of times when people are posting their own selves on Facebook, or on social media, they use all the filters and stuff. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
filtered. The people, the Gen Z. I'm Gen Z. From
Hmm.
as a Gen Z, I am speaking from experience.
Hmm.
And I'm speaking from all these different types of. I'm speaking from all this because I
Yeah.
have YouTube. I have these platforms, and
Right.
want to know something? They on YouTube they do like these things where they say that these are like that these are real, but then they're
Yeah.
fake. It's
Right.
a waste because you're like,
Yeah.
I thought this was real.
Right. Exactly.
Because you gotta be more descriptive. you know
Yeah.
and they use filters now. There's this thing on the camera where you get to do the filters. I was on
Mhm.
FaceTime, and now they update every now and then. My phone
Right.
updates every now and then. So now every time is different. Now my phone, before, it was set from the bottom, but now when I FaceTime, it
Hmm.
looks like a Zoom meeting now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can call people more than once. You know,
Right. Right.
you can call people more than one person. Like, you can have a group. Like,
Right.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that you can do nowadays that
Hmm.
most of us don't know about. But you want to know, it's actually, I want to say something. Most people feel like, oh, you want to know, how do I put this? The older generation feels
Go
like
ahead. Yeah, close old. It's okay.
that it's okay, that it's offensive to say that they're old. Well, on the buy side, when you're old, you don't know how to use these things.
Hmm.
So if you don't
Yeah.
know how to use these things, then you can't do anything.
Right. True.
And if you can't do anything, that
Hmm.
means that you won't be a burnt biscuit.
Right. Well,
Because
that's true.
you can
That's
call someone, call, FaceTime, anything to do with calling, texting, nothing
true.
with filters.
Yeah.
Nothing with filters.
Right. Right.
If you do not know how to use filters,
Hmm.
that's a reward, because
It's a
that's
win.
congratulations. Whoever
Yeah.
does not know how to use a filter, congratulations.
It's a win for you. It's a
It's,
win.
it's a win. It's a win.
It's
And
a
my generation,
win.
my generation, they use filters a lot. I can't say nothing about that because I live with my generation.
Hmm.
I see my generation every day at school. I see my generation.
Right, right.
But
So what you're saying is that your generation uses filters all the time. So you're growing up already in a generation that already thinks, you know what? Maybe I need to be better than somebody else or bigger than somebody else
yeah,
rather
I
than be
use
me.
filters, but I don't use it in the way they use it. I don't post it because I don't
Right.
have those things. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I don't
Yeah.
have. I use filters. When I'm bored, I'll just be on my phone. I'm like, okay, I might as well just use a filter and take a picture of myself.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
maybe I can use that as a profile picture for something funny. Like, I could send it to one of my family members if it's something funny.
Right. But you don't use filters to take a picture of yourself and now you are trying to change your look so that you look a certain way on social media, correct?
Right.
Okay. Right. So yeah, so we just, the whole idea and the whole meaning of this show is really to get you to understand that God made you perfectly just the way you are, and that you don't need to change who you are. As a matter of fact, when you do that, then you become that burnt biscuit. Then you're trying to be bigger than somebody else. You're trying to, oh, they posted this, they look this way. Let me step it up. Let me add another filter and another filter and another filter. Let me say this on social media. Let me do this. And you're trying to be bigger than somebody else. And we want you to know, no, no, no. Don't be better. I mean, don't be bigger, be better. Be better. Be the better version of yourself. Don't try to be bigger than somebody else, but be the better version of yourself. And when you do that, then you are being exactly who you are supposed to be. And that's what we want you to catch. That's what we want you to understand. Because again, nobody wants burnt biscuits. Am I right, Wisdom Girl?
Yeah, nobody wants burnt biscuits. Nobody wants burnt cookies. You know those fresh cookies. You know when you go over to your grandma's house and you want some fresh cookies, and
Yeah.
you want to know something. Being fake, social media, the fake social media platform, all the fakeness
Yeah.
is not only like a play on social media,
Mm-hmm.
but another thing
Mm-hmm.
is just being unresponsible.
Ooh, just being irresponsible.
It's
Wow.
being
Okay.
irresponsible, and it's being irresponsible to yourself because we all are irresponsible at some.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
We're ir- we're we're all irresponsible. We have responsibilities like cleaning your room.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
all have responsibilities, and
Yeah.
taking care of yourself and how God made you is a responsibility.
Come on. Come on, Wisdom
And
Girl.
when you fake something that's not you,
Mm-hmm.
it's as bad as basically it's as bad as saying, "Oh, your grandma said I'm gonna take a nap. Watch the cookies." Okay, you're on your phone the whole time. He's like, "Have you checked on it?" It was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure it was done 10 minutes ago." And you're like, "Oh, why didn't you take it out?" That's a responsibility because
Yeah.
that's a responsibility. That's a responsibility is trust, and if
Yes.
God cannot trust
Wait,
you,
hold on. A responsibility is trust. I love that. Go ahead. And if God cannot trust you,
and if God cannot trust you with yourself, if your grandma cannot trust you with the cookies, then God can't trust you with yourself.
come
Because
on.
you got to stop being distracted because that is what happens. Your body is a responsibility. You may
Yeah.
not know it, but hygiene. The casual.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a responsibility. And if that cannot be handled,
My God.
then
My God. Yeah.
something has got to happen to make you
Yes,
responsible
absolutely.
because a responsibility is very important. So, because a responsibility comes with its rewards, responsibilities come with its
Mhm.
unrewards, with its
Yeah.
punishment. And
Right.
as soon as someone tries to help you, and then you still do it again, you're still irresponsible, that person
Mhm.
can't do anything for you anymore because everyone is
Yeah.
trying their best to make sure that you are responsible, to make sure that you're how God made you, trying to help you, and make sure that
Right.
everyone is trying to help you.
Yeah.
That you are you.
Right.
If
Exactly.
if you cannot accept that help, you are on your own. And you want to know something? Don't come crying back to them when whatever happens to you,
Come
because
on. Say that. Say that.
because they tried. They
Yeah.
can't do anything for
Right.
you anymore.
Right.
You
And a lot of
you
times
cannot
people
argue with God
right. Right. Exactly.
like
And
you cannot argue with your parents.
a lot of times people have issues with that, like they don't want to receive the help that's coming their way. We pray, God help me in this area, God give me clarity, God help me understand, and then somebody comes and helps you and gives you wisdom and gives you something that you need so that you can be who you really are meant to be, who you were born to be. And then we have a problem receiving it in the way that is being presented. And God wants us to be, like you were saying, God wants us to be responsible people. And a part of being responsible is to receive what you are given, take what applies to you, and then you can let go of the rest. But don't shove off wisdom. Come on, don't shove off wisdom because it doesn't feel good to you. The biggest thing that I've ever learned in life is that the things that don't feel good to me, but is good for me, are the best things for me. It's the best thing that could ever happen to me. I'm not going to try to shove off, wisdom and teaching just because it doesn't feel good. My goodness, when you get cut and you apply the peroxide or even
Or alcohol, or
alcohol, right? It doesn't
like
feel
some other
good.
type of gel.
Yeah, but it's good for you. It cleans you out. It helps to heal the wound. And it's the same thing in life. Receive it so that you can live a life that is better. You're living the best that you can live rather than trying to live bigger than somebody else, trying to outdo somebody else. My goodness, my goodness. Well, we want to put one plug in here. We are almost out of time. But as we're talking about not burning the biscuits and we're talking about being bigger, not better, I want to just put a plug in here. There are people out there who need you to step up and be who you are, need you to step up and be responsible people. And so I want to put a plug out here for Intellectus Preparatory Charter School. And we want you to go to www.intellectusprep.org. Intellectusprep.org. They are having something called the Love Project. And the Love Project is going to help the homeless people of Mount Vernon, New York. Each week, every now and then, maybe not each week, but every now and then, we want to put a plug in for an organization, a group, a church, a person that's doing something good. And so if
For the
that's you,
community.
yes, doing something good for the community, somebody other than you, right? Other than, like we were talking about, social media is all about you. No, we want to highlight people who are doing something for somebody other than you, for the community, for people who are in need. And so if that's you, if you're doing something that you want to be highlighted, that you want us to put a plug in, please, 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 please hit us up at our on our website at www.wisdomgirlwisewoman.com. And please, you can contact either Wisdom Girl, give them your email address, Wisdom Girl.
I am C Miller at Wisdom Girl Wise Woman at .com.
Right. And I am L. Christie at wisdomgirlwisewoman.com. Again, please go to
Intellectus Prep.
intellectusprep.org, right?
Intellectus Preparatory. Yeah, intellectusprep.org.
.org.
And
You,
don't
um,
forget,
um,
they also have a social media
yes,
account
right,
and on Instagram. And don't be looking for the wrong thing.
right.
At Intellectus Prep,
Mhm.
and
Right.
where you can follow them, and you can follow them and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So we want you to get those donations in so that they could be a blessing to the homeless people in Mount Vernon as they strive to be bigger and not better. Well, Wisdom Girl, we have done another show, episode 3. This has been fabulous. And we thank all of you for being a part of our show, part of what we're trying to do. And all we are really trying to do is to share life experiences, real issues that can impact and that can inspire and encourage others to do what, Wisdom Girl?
Wise up
Live
and
and
prosper.
prosper. All right.
Thank you
See
so
you,
much for joining us
everybody.
this morning. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Yes. Tell them
Um,
where they could find us. Give them all our social media stuff.
you can reach us at www.wisdomgirlwisewoman.com.
Hmm.
You can also reach the both of us, not only us separately, at wisdomgirlwisewoman@gmail.com. If
Yes.
you have anything, if you have anything, some type of big project that we can put a plug in, that we can shout you out,
Yes.
so that we can support,
Mhm.
spread the word and encourage others to,
To follow
to,
you and to help you out.
yeah, to help you out.
Yes. And also, we run out of time. One more minute. Also, we are looking for young entrepreneurs. Young entrepreneurs. We got a show coming up in about a month, and we want to highlight young entrepreneurs. If you know someone or if that's you, please hit us up. We are
At
on Facebook.
wisdomgirlwisewoman@gmail.com.
Right. And we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're all over the place. Please let us know that you want to be a part of it, and we will most certainly plug you in. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week. Same
And
channel, same
and
time.
that is a special show. Next week is a special show because we are going to be talking about, in honor of Valentine's Day, which is 2 days after that,
Yep.
we are going to be talking about loving
Loving
yourself.
yourself. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.